Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another installment of the Ghost Comms podcast. I'm your host, Jatmon. Today, not joined by my co-host, Vishal. He is on vacation in Japan, enjoying himself. But I do have quite a character to fill his shoes today. I have Bomb with me today.
Yo, what's up? How's it going?
Thanks for joining us, man. Um,
Yeah.
actually, quickly, before I get into your stuff, a little quick announcement for the audience at home. We are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts is in the work now. So if you want to listen and not look at our faces, or if you want to on your commute or whatever it is, Spotify is more convenient for you. We are on Spotify now. Just search up Ghost Comms, and there we are. But now getting into our guest of today, Bomb, big TikToker, blew up on the scene. With that outrageous character. I guess that's the word that I'll use for it.
Yeah.
The inventor of the battle bucket,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. So yeah, just kind of give us, background, your early life, growing up, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I'm from California. Let's see, early life. Nothing crazy really, normal life. Played sports. Uh, Played a bunch of video games. Let's see. First games I played was like N64, like
Okay.
Super Mario, all that. Um, what got into Call of Duty was around like 10,
Yeah, yeah.
MW2. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Um. So yeah, obviously grew up with a lot of games. I mean, N64. That my first console was a GameCube. I think we're about the same age though. I'm 21,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you're
I have an older brother, so
okay.
he put me on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That makes sense. Um. So how did Fort come into the picture? What like did you when did you start playing?
I started playing Chapter 1 Season 2 back on I was on Xbox. Well, my friend Doug, who I'd been friends with for a while. I used to be in like the spawn trapping scene in Call of Duty. So,
Okay.
like I don't know, there's a team called Tap X, another team called Doom. I think they have like a million on YouTube. Like they're pretty popping.
Damn.
And like I used to run it with them a lot, going for like world record kills and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I got into Fortnite. I didn't really like it at first. I was like, it's kind of cartoony. Like
Mm.
I wasn't really messing with it. But he's like, dude, you just gotta try it again. Like just keep playing. And then
Mm.
I know he got me onto it, and I just fell in love. The
Yeah,
building
yeah.
is just the building is just so different.
Yeah. No, I mean I think I talk about this a lot when talking about the contrast between the casual and the competitive scene because at like anyone who's in competitive or like plays a game at even a semi like serious level, I think it is those unique mechanics. We've never seen mechanics like building and editing in a shooter. It's just so unique. It's so addictive because you just have so much control over a fight that you don't like in other games. Um, so yeah, I definitely resonate with that. So you're playing for at the height of it, just like everyone else. It gets
Yeah.
massively popular. Are you still in like middle school, high school at this point?
Oh, I was in high school. Like
Okay.
I was staying up to like 3 in the morning, grinding the game, just
Nice. Yeah.
sleeping in my first period. Like it
Jeez.
was bad.
Yeah. So where did the idea for content creation come first? When did that start for you? And kind of what was that like idea? Like what did you think? Oh yeah, I can be. Do you think you were going to be like massively successful at it, or was it just like a hobby, or what?
Honestly, so it started. So I was just grinding the game. Like I just loved the game from the
Hmm.
start. I put so many hours into it, just neglecting homework, like
Yeah,
school and all that stuff.
yeah.
So, what around? I think it was around January 2020. I was in college. I just fucking hated it. I was going for
Hmm.
chemistry. Like it was
Wow,
just
Chem. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's not an easy major. Yeah.
yeah. Like I don't know. I just didn't want to go to school. I didn't know what it was. It's just people told me to go to school. It's just like what everyone does. And then
Yeah.
like when I was actually there, it's just like, yeah, I don't really want to do this.
Hmm.
So I was I came home. I streamed for the first time. Didn't really get many viewers, but it's like I still had fun talking to chat. Had like 3 viewers, something like that.
Yeah.
But then I went back to school for a couple months. Then COVID happened, and
Hmm.
then I was just 12 hours a day on the game nonstop. And
Hmm.
I was just sitting there. It's like if I'm playing the game this much, like not doing school, like I might as well just stream it, try to make something out of it.
Yeah.
So, and I was also looking for people to play against because like I was tired of playing against my IRLs who were like shit at the game. Like the
Yeah.
only way you get better is playing people who are better than you. So I started running 1v1s, 2v2s. Like that's where I started, and
Yeah.
that's where I'm at now, which is crazy.
So I have a story for you, and I know you won't remember this, but I came into your chat when you were like 10, 15 viewer average playing tokens, and it was right
Oh yeah.
after wagers got banned, and
Oh
I
yeah.
I came in and I was like, hey, how are you playing this? Like, isn't this like banned? And you, okay, I'm not gonna lie, you were an asshole to me. Like, you like went off on
I
me.
was
You went off on
toxic.
me, dude. And I was like, wow, this kid's a fucking dick. Like, and yeah, it was funny though. But like, I mean, in hindsight, you probably got that question a million times. It's annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
And like, dude, especially Fortnite kids, like, if you think it's just a little Timmy in chat, like, I definitely understand the patience being low. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was when I like knew of you and saw you. Like, you were just a small streamer who I was like, oh, this kid's going nowhere. He just plays tokens all day. But
Yeah. I was wasting my time running tokens.
I mean, yeah. So how did that get into? When did the TikTok start? When did the characters start? Because you were still like doing the character in tokens. That was kind of the whole thing. You did the 1v1 record to start.
Yeah, so honestly, like people always just said I was really annoying and I whined a lot. So like whenever I'm losing, I just raging, just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my voice gets all high pitched and like I don't even know how I started to think about the character. It's just like one day I was like people hate me like when I'm raging and stuff, so I might as well
Mm,
just like kind of like lean into it a little bit and
mm,
just like see how it goes. And but this was like no, that was like January 2023, but before that I was grinding TikTok. I had a
mm.
full-time job working at a golf course, streaming 6
Okay.
hours a day, and I was just making TikToks on my lunch break. They're like NA East console players are so trash, and
Yeah,
like I was
yeah.
just trying to like target like a specific audience of kids because I knew
Mm.
like there's kids on TikTok, so I
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
trying to like generate comments like and have kids just get angry at me.
Yeah. Um.
And
Yeah.
now
So
you go.
you get that you're making some. So what was the growth like that for you? Like, were you actually getting some kind of growth out of that? Like,
I was doing all right. Like I'd probably get like a couple thousand views every video. I
mm,
had one video that popped off where it was DreamHack. Uh, I'm not sure. I think it was DreamHack Dallas where Arab went to it and
yeah, yeah,
he planted the Zen on Reet, and I
yeah.
made a TikTok about it saying like, "Oh my goodness, like my idol is a cheater. There's no way." Like
Nice,
he
nice,
got caught with the Zen, and that video popped off, and
nice.
I don't know, people just started recognizing me from that, and I just kept grinding TikTok every day.
Mm. So then, I assume you build enough of an audience, you get live studio or stream key maybe at that time,
Yeah.
and start streaming. And I mean, that's definitely one of the greatest sources of growth that you can have. Especially as a Fort creator, because I don't know why, but Fort TikTok live streams do really well. Like the numbers are all really good.
Yeah.
So the character just kind of starts, you start leaning into it a little bit more. It starts developing more and more. When did like the 1v1 record and all of that stuff kind of come? Um,
Uh, I'd say before even the character started, I was streaming off my phone. I had a tripod sitting behind me, pointing at my
oh
screen
yeah,
before I
yeah,
had live studio, and I had a whiteboard on the wall with my 1v1 record, and
nice.
I was getting decent viewers. I think like the highest I got around there was like maybe like 200,
Okay.
and then then I think around like January, February, I took a little bit of break. I had some family problems, like I had to
Mm,
travel back east, so but I had money saved up, so uh, I hit up Carter Pulse. I got my stream key. I bought a second PC so I could stream off a live studio and do Twitch at the same time, not have it affect my
mm-hmm,
game.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just went all in on streaming on TikTok, and it like honestly, it just popped off. Like I just
Yeah,
with the 1v1 record, like I like I'd lose and then
yeah.
say like
It doesn't
I
count.
actually did yeah, I
Yeah,
played a lot of cheaters. Like playing wagers,
yeah.
there are a lot of cheaters. Like it
Oh yeah,
people
100%.
like it's really messed up. That's why I kind of stepped away from running wagers because I just feel like it
Mm.
was. I didn't want to deal with all the kids doing weird stuff if you refund them for cheating. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, they'll cheat for the $5, and yeah, it is crazy. So yeah, I mean, when did you really like? Was there a moment where you very distinctly thought like, oh yeah, this is like way bigger than I thought it could be. I'm gonna like make a career out of this.
Honestly, I'd say it had to be a couple years ago. Honestly, where like
Mm,
I was just like grinding every day, and I just like this is what I love doing. Like I have
mm,
fun, trying to grow, like just trying to like figure out the ins and outs, just like
mm,
trial and error, just testing everything, and like honestly, it's just like I just stay disciplined with it,
mm.
just doing it every day because it's like I just like playing Fortnite, so I try to make money off of doing it.
Yeah. Um, has it ever started to feel like a job more than like enjoyment? Has there ever been a moment where you're like, man, this is just not enjoyable anymore, or right now, like, are there parts of it that you just like wish didn't exist?
Um, I'd say I did take a break recently for like a
Mm,
month and a half. Like I was just kind of burnt out, like
mm,
grinding for like 3.5 years straight, like 6 8 hours a day.
mm.
Um, and I just needed to take a break, to stop looking at the screen, go outside, and just like touch some
Yeah.
grass for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, have you ever thought about like going to somewhere other than Ford or diversifying your content or a little bit?
Oh yeah. Um, like I've done back in I think like January February I was working on editing clips for Hip Hop Podcast, Hip Hop Lab. They're out in
Really?
Detroit.
Nice.
Yeah, like I just watched the podcast a lot, so I just started editing clips, and I think on like the third day, like the owner hit me up on Instagram, and I had like less than like 10 followers. He's like, "Yo, dude, like I mess with the clips, like I'll pay you to edit for me," and I did
Damn.
that for a little bit, like made a couple thousand, but then I couldn't handle it anymore because like I started blowing up on TikTok around the same time,
Mm,
and I still had a job and I was hitting the gym, so I just didn't have enough time left in my day, so I had to give up on that.
mm.
But honestly, I could see myself like moving like forward, like creating like content farms like that, as well as like teaching other people how to like grow their own TikTok. That's
Mm.
something that I have fun doing, and just like learning the algorithm and showing other people how to like navigate around it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, the reason I ask is just because like Fort can burn you out really quickly. It's
Yeah.
not going to be around forever. I think honestly, for me and what I've told people, is it's more about building the skill set that you can translate anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, love Fort, make content around it, or learn algorithms or whatever you're doing, learn to edit or whatever, so that you can build a skill set so that you can work in other games or in other content or anything like that. So that is definitely something. In regards to TikTok, I mean, do you think you kind of stumbled across the idea, or do you think you like, because Fox and Bronos both talked of you very highly, like that you're a pretty smart guy. Do you think you kind of realized maybe earlier than other people that TikTok was more the route to go for content
Oh yeah,
creation?
definitely. Like, uh, I have about like 300 videos private on my TikTok right now from like
Mm,
just posting every single day back in 2022 and just like
mm,
learning about everything like that there is to know about TikTok, about learning the algorithm, how to generate comments, like
yeah,
video
yeah,
retention, all that stuff. And yeah, so like I feel like just TikTok is just such a popular app, and it's
yeah.
just like there's nothing else like it. Like YouTube kind of compares a little bit, but there's so many people on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, and with YouTube, it has to be a slow burn. Like you have to build up a certain audience first. You have to be posting every day
Yeah.
for, a few months minimum before you get that first video to pop off. TikTok, it could be your second video, it could be your 10th. It could like you just
Yeah.
have so much viral potential, and then all you have to do once you get that one that hits, super hard is you just have to like continue and build off of it and keep the momentum. I mean, that was something that I had to like really come to grips with because I ignored TikTok and YouTube for the first 2 something years that I did content creation, and like
Yeah.
it fucked me. Like I was like, damn, if I had been doing TikTok or YouTube this whole time, like imagine where I would be now with my Twitch as well. Because like I think most people start where they're like, streaming is the most fun, it's the most enjoyable. That's where I'm like, oh yeah, I love what I'm doing. But like if you want to be a full-time streamer, you have to like streaming has to be the thing that's the least amount of your time, ironically
Yeah,
enough. Like
you have to grow on another platform to
yeah,
become like a big Twitch streamer.
yeah, no, you have to have some supplementary like content on another platform that's driving the traffic to your Twitch, because Twitch just has no discoverability. You're never
There's
gonna
no algorithm.
yeah,
and they don't really have as many people as you do on TikTok to
right,
come over.
right. No, so that, I mean, that was something that like even more recently, as I've been trying to like get into TikTok and do that trial and error and all that, like dude, just, like I've been studying, I've been watching other people, watching like what makes them successful, and I'm like, fuck, this is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the content on TikTok is just shitty, but it doesn't matter because it's like you
Yeah.
have to do what hits alg, and that's, you know, that's what everyone's doing. They're just kind of but I think there's different levels to it for sure. There's some people where I'm like, holy shit, like if I ever saw you in real life, I would bash you for this content.
Yeah.
Like this is just so bad. Yeah, I mean, but you know, it is finding your niche, finding that thing on TikTok that gets you views, is a massive thing as a creator. And I think something that I've been wrestling with is like, there are certain things that I think I know would hit algorithm, but I don't want to be known for necessarily. But I'm
Yeah.
like, at the same time, it's like, you know, views are views. Like if you're trying to make a career out of it, you gotta, you know, so finding a balance between that. So, you know, you definitely found like the niche. Obviously not just for you, because it was so popular that other people
Yeah.
started copying you. Obviously the biggest one being Quinn.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Number one, like, are you flattered, or are you like, oh shit, this guy's like trying to steal my flow, or like,
Like they're just some pro surfers. They're just riding the wave, you
hmm,
know? Like, I mean, I don't know, you could ride the wave all you want, but like I'm making it, so they just like
hmm,
they're just riding whatever I do. They just
hmm,
copy me. So I can't really be too mad about it. Like I know I do it the best, so I can't
hmm.
be too angry about it.
Oh, who? There was another person, man, who started like their career started going down, and they knew it. So they started doing it too, and like it was worse than you and Quinn. I like it was, dude. I can't remember who it is right now, but I saw their live, and I was like, oh my, like this is the lowest of the low. You have hit rock bottom with this, because they weren't even like fully committing to the character as well.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad, and like, I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot of people emulate even parts, you know, and I think the biggest thing is
Yeah.
just kind of that like that nature of content where it's like you're trying to get a rise out of people almost. Like the whole point
Yeah.
is to try, you know, like with the 1v1 record, everyone could very clearly tell it's not real, all of that. Like you're baiting people into commenting,
It
which
was real
draws
for
more
a
viewers.
while.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I'm, you know, it's just when you get to
I
the
started,
oh,
I started getting big people playing like Sway and like all them.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, shit.
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you know, that was a big thing for you too, right? It was like bigger people hitting you up, you know, kind of I scratch my back, you know,
Yeah.
or I scratch your back, you scratch mine type thing. But yeah, no, I've seen, like, I even saw, I mean, I'm not gonna name him, but it's a guy who like used to be T1. He got a TikTok key, he started streaming, and he has like a Zen on his camera.
Oh, Owl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I fuck with Owl. I help.
Oh,
him
I
host
do
and
too,
stuff.
but it's just like,
No, it's
wow,
funny.
that's
I like seeing him doing it.
yeah. It's, I mean, dude, he's gotten hella viewers out of it too. It's just it is crazy. Like when you know these people personally, it's a little bit like, wow, this is what we're doing. But you know, it no, he's found a lot of success with it. But I definitely think that inspiration came from you a lot. But yeah, I mean, you know, copycats, I think that's an interesting thing, because I think different people have different ideas about that when it comes to content creation. I mean, you'll never have like a full grasp on something. I think it is what you said. Like, you just kind of need to know that you do it best. Like,
Yeah.
you need to know, I founded this, I do it better than anyone else. So like, you can try and copy me, and if you somehow find more success, good for you, but you're not
Yeah.
going to. Like, I mean, if you're always following in someone else's footsteps, you're never gonna pass that person. That's just not, it's not how it works.
Yeah.
Um, so what, why do what you do? Are you trying to make this a career? Are you trying to, what's the motivation for you, like long term? What's the goals?
Honestly, right now I just like trolling little kids. It's funny. Like I honestly just like doing it because it's funny.
Mm,
Like it makes me laugh. Just like reading the comments, seeing how kids react, and honestly, like learning TikTok. Like it's a
mm,
skill set that like
yeah.
I feels valuable that I could like help other
No, you.
people
I
with
mean, you
as
could.
well.
There are 100 Fortune 500 businesses that are hiring, for TikTok social media managers, that just
Yeah.
know how. Like, do you know how to make viral content? Tell us how, and they're hiring 20-something-year-olds to run their entire business's social media. So it's definitely a skill set that translates. Have you ever thought about like doing that, just stepping out and going into the corporate world and being like a shadow
Nah.
creator?
Like I've always wanted to like just work for myself. If I'm being
Mm.
honest, like I don't really
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to answer to anyone else.
Entrepreneurial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So you're just kind of having fun with it. You ever think about like going back to school, or
Hell no.
yeah,
Nah.
you're good with it?
Nah. No, I'm good with where I'm at right now. Just trying to
Mm.
figure out other ways to make money, like
Yeah.
just growing, like getting merch going,
Mm.
getting like trying to monetize in other ways. And honestly, I think I want to start up like a like not like an agency, just like start managing people and just like
Mm.
consulting people on how to like grow their TikToks, like things that they could work on and stuff.
That
Like
that
just
would probably be your most profitable venture if I were to
yeah.
guess. I mean, everybody wants to be doing it. That you would definitely, you have a proven track record. Obviously, how many do you have on TikTok right now? By the way.
Like 170K.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
Getting
know
up there.
I've been sitting around there for a minute, but like I'm starting to get back on my grind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think I want to hit 1 million. I've been thinking about it recently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna hit 1 million casually.
Yeah.
But nice. So what are your plans for the future? Just kind of continuing with what you're doing, or where do you want to go with it?
um, I'd say I want to just like get further into social media more than
Mm,
just Fortnite. Like
mm,
I have some stuff I'm working on the side, like coding. Like my friend and I are like working on a bot to like make videos to pump them out for like a content farm on TikTok. Take advantage of the
really
creativity fund. Um,
interesting.
work working on merch, like drop shipping, just like random items on TikTok. Like I have this thing right here. I don't know. It looks like a real gun, but
Wow.
it's a water gun and it's like electric. It's pretty cool,
Hmm,
but I feel like I could do something with that. Like they're pretty cheap.
nice.
Um, yeah,
So kind of talk about, because I think especially the people who have gotten big on TikTok, there's I'm trying to think about how to put this. I think there's a certain type of individual that usually becomes successful in those places, and I wouldn't necessarily say that they always have the best character.
yeah.
Have you had like some negative experiences? Have you had run-ins with like other big creators? Like, what were like the worst experiences that you've had in regards to another creator, like just like kind of the culture in that like big TikTok scene?
Honestly, I haven't really had too many like bad interactions, if I'm being honest. Like I'm pretty picky and choosy with who I like collab with and like who I'm like
Mm,
friends with. Like I don't really talk to a lot of other people like when I'm
mm,
not streaming. Like I have like a pretty close friend group.
mm.
And I don't know. I just recently went out to Florida and like Miami to do some TikTok battles with some people and like I know I, I met some good people, met some people who were like kind of has like some egos or like
Yeah.
didn't really like feel like valued like my time as much. So it's just like learning
Mm,
stuff like that.
yeah. Um, yeah. What do you think of just, kind of creator culture in general? I mean, like, do you feel like, because I definitely would say that a lot of people have platforms that I don't think deserve them personally. Like, would
Yeah.
you would you agree with that? Where would you like lie? Do you think on that? idea.
I mean, like everyone's worked like made like their own videos to like and put in
Mm,
the work to get where they're at now. It's like the internet is so large. Like
mm,
if you don't like someone, you don't have to watch them. And I don't really.
mm,
There's people who I don't like that I don't watch. Like I'm not gonna name names, but I'm sure
yeah.
some people could
Mm.
probably figure it out.
You
But
have some long
like
lasting beef with people.
uh yeah, like honestly, I'll just say it. Like that dude Quinn, like we used to be cool, but then
Mm,
like the reason I don't really fuck with him that much anymore is because like I felt like he was stealing my jokes.
mm,
Like, and I feel like in the comedy world, that's like super frowned upon, and
mm,
it's stuff that like I came up with all myself, like by
mm,
myself, just like thinking, and like I've seen other people who like copy me, and like I'm fine with it because it's like they're doing their own thing, but it's like if they're like VOD reviewing my stream, like looking for
mm.
lines to say to try to make people laugh, it's like bro, like you could do the same thing, just like be yourself with it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of an old comedy bit that went really viral about like this guy taking like a prank call or like a wrong number call to like this small business in New York, and he like did this whole bit and it went viral on TikTok like 8 different times, like a
Yeah.
comedy clip especially, like you never know who's the original poster, so it just gets posted a shit ton. But yeah, like he went through this whole story. It's like a 20-minute story bit. um and then, like, on one of these, like, super viral ones, somebody goes, "This joke was told, like, 10 years ago, like, by another comedian." And everyone, like, just all, like, instantly turned on the guy who was doing it now. Like, dude, you ripped this off, like, word for word, like comedy. No, it is, like you said, like,
Yeah.
comedy, it's so much, like, if you only had the delivery, you don't even have the most important part of comedy, I think most people would say. Like, being able to generate those things, and because it's kind of it's a trial and error, and it's a your mind at work. I mean, I did improv comedy for years, and like that feeling when you like make up a joke on the spot and it hits and the whole room is laughing is just like unmatched, because you're like,
Yeah.
I did this, I made this association, or I made this joke or this pun or whatever. um yeah, I mean, have you ever thought about like stand up? Was that ever anything that interested you? um
Nah, like honestly, like I don't know, online, like when I'm streaming, like I'm pretty like I don't know, like loud, like
mm,
talkative and stuff. But, like in person, I'm pretty chill. Like I just sit back and just like observe. Like I don't like
mm,
feel like I'll like sometimes like if I'm like with a group of friends, I'll be like the clown, like try to make people laugh.
mhm.
But that's not me like trying to. That's just me being me. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
couldn't I couldn't go up on stage and like do it.
Really interesting.
Yeah, like I don't want to be like the center of attention like that.
Mm. That's so I've never, I don't know, I've never gotten that, because for me, being on camera and like being a streamer and being on stage feel the exact same. But I guess that, like, so do you feel like it feels different behind the camera? Like you don't
Oh
feel like
yeah,
people are
I'm
actually
just
watching
sitting in
you,
my
or
room. I'm just sitting in my room by
mm,
myself, just trolling.
interesting. I yeah, I've never understood that, but that to each their own, I guess. I'm trying to think about kind of where to go next. Did you ever play competitive?
Nah, I mean I did on console, but then when I switched to PC, I didn't
Hmm.
really play anymore because I had a job and like I couldn't
Hmm.
fit it in. So I just ran tokens instead. That's how I got better at the game.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely get that. I mean, I've said for a while that I think a good competitive direction for the game would be to add some kind of like fast paced, only fighting, like kind of remove the BR element and just have people fight with the mechanics that exist. I mean, like a 2v2 zone wars, I feel like would go
Yeah,
crazy in terms of
like
competitive. I mean,
remove all RNG, take it out.
yeah. No, I mean, I think BFC had something great in their hands and they just kind of let it drop. Because they didn't really want to make it a whole league and a whole company and all of that. But I definitely feel like
Yeah,
that was a direction that they could have gone. Have you been to you? So you went to Dallas. Have you been to any lands?
I didn't even go. I just made a TikTok
Oh, you
about
just
it.
made a TikTok out of. So have you been to any or no?
No, I haven't.
Dude, you definitely should go.
I know. I'm going to TwitchCon hopefully.
Really? Okay.
So
W's. Well, I'm going as well, so hopefully
nice.
we'll get to link up. I think Fox and Bronus are going too. So I think I'm definitely gonna meet up with them because those are my boys. Um, so okay, this is seemingly out of left field. Have you been dating or tried dating after you became a content creator? And has that been weird, like at all?
Dude, honestly, like I've wanted a girlfriend for a minute just so I don't have to like deal with like investing time into like trying to get a girlfriend, you know? Because
Mm.
it's like there are girls that like do like try to get at you, and it's like it feels weird because it's like I feel like they're just looking at me for like the numbers that I have and not like
Yeah,
who I actually am, you know?
yeah,
And it's kind of tough because it's like I don't know, it's like you just want people to see you for you, but it's like you
yeah,
can't really do that anymore.
yeah. No, I mean that the clout digger is like a very real thing. I mean it is wild. Like I see it all the time. And like, dude, especially in the Val scene. Like I played Val for like 6-7 months, and I was like real like I was streaming it during that time. Like I was completely off of Fort, and so I made some connections in the Val scene, and I was like kind of starting to get up there and meeting people. And dude, there was one girl who dated like one guy who had like 15 average, broke up with him when she met this guy that was like 40 average, and literally like kept working her way up the ladder. And now she herself averages like 90, 100.
Damn.
Cause she just kept like being on these bigger and bigger streams, and just like, yeah, it's fucking nuts though. Like clout is a crazy drug. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other way to put it. I mean, so many people will do anything for it. I mean, I remember even being one average viewer, like when I first started streaming, dude, and people that are 2-3 average viewers like competing for that one viewer of yours, like doing crazy shit, snaking you, like. And I, you talked earlier about kind of about your circle being small, and
Yeah.
I think everyone in this industry kind of has to learn the same thing. Like, you have acquaintances, you have connections. Like, networking is so huge, but at the same time, you want your circle to actually be so small, for that reason, because people just they'll do crazy shit, anything for a little bit of clout, anything for that one number, that average viewer, that follower, that sub, whatever. Um, yeah, I mean that's kind of like when I talk about that like creator culture. That's been my experience with it. It's just everyone is only out for themselves, selfish, But ironically enough, I think, and tell me if you agree with this, but I think the people who are most successful in this scene are the ones who encourage other people and the ones who help other people grow, and all that stuff. I mean that's what I've found. But
Well, yeah, because like I've always done this. Is like if I learn something, like I'll want to teach it to someone else so I can
mhm,
further get it into my brain and
mhm,
like just reinforce like what I've learned, and like it helps me like when I'm like editing videos. Like if I teach it to someone else, like
mhm.
cutting it up a certain way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
keep viewer retention, like teaching that to someone else helps me like implement it more into my videos. You know?
Hmm. Um, you ever thought about teaching? Yeah, or like, I mean, obviously you think about like, kind of
Yeah.
coaching social media. Do you think you're like good at it? Do you think that's a skill that you have?
Uh, I think I'm all right at it. Like I'm still working on it every day, you know.
Hmm.
But I'd say somewhere down the line, couple months, I feel like I might start up my
Hmm.
like a side business on it. But it's kind of tough because it's like how much am I gonna charge people? You know, like
Hmm.
how like do people feel that like I'm like not gonna give them like the best thing? You know,
Hmm.
it's just like working on how to market all that stuff. But
Hmm. Um, what what are your thoughts when it comes to like the future of content creation? Do you think that TikTok is just going to continue to rule? What would have to happen, I guess, for TikTok to kind of be dethroned, in terms of like the primary platform for growth?
dude, honestly, like it'd have to be some government intervention on like taking people away from their screens because
Mm,
it's like I feel like a lot of people just spend like too much time looking at their screen all day and like they're just
mm,
droning out and like just like everything that they know is like TikTok stuff.
yeah.
So
No, dude, drone is the perfect word, because like has that ever bothered you? Like because yes, the numbers are coming, the viewers are coming, like you're getting so much growth, but the kids on TikTok, man, like they are the droniest. Like
I
they
know.
say
That's what
shit
I
that's
like about it.
so, dude, I hate that
Like, I
shit.
just
It's
like getting
so
the drones
annoying.
pissed off. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, it is, dude. That like, it's so funny too because every like streamer that I've talked to about it, they're like, yeah, it's so easy because you just play the game, and if you can do anything, they think you're like the best player to ever live. It's so funny. Um, no, TikTok is an interesting place. I definitely think I don't know. It's really interesting because I've like obviously with the rise of Kick, and all of that, and kind of Twitch being so shit, in the more recent years, like kind of like who could take that top spot has been really interesting to me. When YouTube started first making those signings, like Myth and Courage JD and Tim the Tap Man, I was like, oh, maybe YouTube is actually gonna like take the top spot. I feel like YouTube is really behind. Well, they're behind and ahead somehow. Like I like that YouTube is trying to kind of make their platform everything in one for creators. Like I think if YouTube builds a really good live streaming like place that's very akin to Twitch and makes it like a separate site but connected to your channel, that's going to be a massive thing. Um, have you done YouTube Shorts at all?
I had one. I post my TikToks on YouTube Shorts, and I
Mm-hmm.
had one of them that got, I think, it has like 6 million views, and I got like 10K subs off of it.
Jeez.
And, but other than that, like, I feel like I need, I don't know, a lot of my content doesn't really do that well on it, but like, you need to make content for shorts. Like,
Mm.
it's more like shorts is a lot more like storytelling, I feel like, and
Okay.
I don't really do that as much. So like,
Yeah, yeah. So they're just like I mean because that is definitely something like a lot of people just post the same content to both,
yeah.
and it'll either do really well on YouTube and poorly on TikTok or vice versa. Um, that's really interesting though because I like I don't know if you know Origin, um, but Origin GG's he was a zero build like comp guy, but he started doing like skits on YouTube Shorts and they do really well. I mean, bro is just flying on YouTube, but like I now that you like mention it, when I think about like have I seen anything like that on TikTok? Not really. I don't think it would do very well. So that's really interesting. But kind of what I was saying about YouTube is like they're trying to make this all in one platform, and like honestly, if it succeeds, I think it could be the biggest thing for creators. I mean, you have your long form, your short form, and your live stream all in one place under one name, under one channel. Um, could be really interesting, but they're so slow at developing it. I mean, the live streaming alone has been in the works for so long. They did just add a feature to Shorts where it like links to your long form video. Like you can like tap on the bottom or something, and it like links to it, which is I
Oh
think
yeah.
a major thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like TikTok. I feel like if TikTok actually like it's so weird. If they actually started, kind of moving towards that live streaming like space, and it were like easier to find it almost. Um, I feel like maybe it could overtake Twitch, in the long run because it's just so you have discoverability. You have like it's just Twitch is so stagnant. Like there's very little mobility. If you're a small streamer, you're more likely than not going to stay a small streamer on Twitch. There's not much that you can do to move
Yeah.
between those besides external. Um, but yeah, I mean that would be interesting. Is there anything you want to see like implemented? Are there any like critiques of TikTok streaming that you would like? Oh, this would be so much better.
Um, Honestly, I'd say just like being able to say more stuff on TikTok because I feel
Mm.
like we're really censored on TikTok.
I have a buddy that I stream with like every night, and he'll say like one. It's not even out of pocket. Like he'll just say
Yeah.
something that's like a little bit, not even sexual, but it's just like slightly, and then
Yeah.
it'll just like, oh yeah, you're banned. Like, and a lot of times it gets appealed and reversed so quickly. It's like, are you just banning people for the fun of banning people? Like, it doesn't even seem like it's always rooted in something. Um, but yeah, I think that's definitely a major critique. Where does that come from? Is it just because of the age of the audience, or is it a China
Um,
thing?
as I think it's more of a China thing if I'm being
Okay.
honest, and more just trying to be like advertiser friendly.
Mm. That makes sense. Um, I've heard conspiracy theories. Do you think that TikTok is selling our information, like China's selling our
Oh,
information or using our?
definitely. Yeah, dude. Like
Great.
all companies do it.
Yeah, no, that is true. That's been the same thing that I've said to people. Like, what does it matter? Because every company out there that wants it has your information anyway. Like,
Yeah.
you know, all the stuff they're already gonna have. Oh, that's something that comes to mind. Have you ever thought about like the org scene? Do you feel like it would help you at all? Have you been on an org before?
Let's see. I was on 33 Academy for a while, and
Really?
then
Okay.
uh, when was that? That was that was a while ago. And then
Yeah.
after that, I was on 2 a.m. for like probably like 8 months. And then like
Really?
right before I blew up on TikTok, I left 2 a.m. because it's like I knew I was blowing up on TikTok.
Hmm.
Like I got my dual PC and like I streamed like for like 2 days. I got like probably like 500 views or something. I just left
Hmm.
2 a.m. because I knew that I wasn't getting like any money if I'm being honest. Like I was just a free
Yeah, yeah.
agent. I was just for like Twitter clout and stuff.
Yeah, I shit on 2 a.m. all the time. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
things to do because I just have you seen those videos of Subway, the owner, just
Dude,
absolutely down on them, and then yeah,
fucking. I think some of them are water if I'm being honest.
I
Like the
I
moonshine
I
one, I
sure
think it
hope
was
so.
water.
I sure hope so, honestly, because that I watched that shit and I just like that is so sad. I mean, I almost pathetic, I would say.
Yeah. I
But
don't know. I
yeah, I
have my
mean,
gripes with them, but like at
yeah,
the end of the day, they do know how to like get people to talk about them, and like
that I mean, yeah, they're definitely people that would subscribe to the idea of like any publicity is good publicity. I
yeah.
mean, Subway I think embodies that really well. My question now is like, does he get drunk to do those videos, or is he just that much of an alcoholic that every time he is drunk he goes, oh, it's time to make a video? I
I
don't
think
know.
he's just trying to show that his life is a movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember. I mean, they did get a Saudi qualifier. I was there in Atlanta, or no, I was in Dallas. This past summer, and I remember Kika
Oh, the
qualifying.
cheater.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but I mean, hey, 2 a.m. had someone and they have two qualies to Copenhagen. But yeah, I don't know. Being in the org scene, being in a actual respected org, it's like it's very weird for me because I kind of know a lot of the inner workings of how some of these orgs are being run, and it's so dog shit. Like I really am
Yeah,
like,
it's not like watching teams. It's like I know this. Like it's not profitable. Just having Fortnite players that like place well in events. It's like you
mhm.
have to be making content. There's
Yep,
absolutely no other way around it.
yep,
And it's like that's why I don't really want to be on a team. It's because it's like
mm.
I could still get the sponsors and do all that stuff myself
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah,
getting the views. I don't need to.
yeah.
Like if there's a team that's like really tapped in with like advertisers and I feel like they could get me a lot of deals,
Mm.
then I might consider the idea.
I
But
feel like you'd fit in really well at Zen. I feel like that would be really the only org out there
I
that
wouldn't want to join just for reasons because they got Quinn and stuff, you know.
yeah, 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 conflict of interest. I get that. We've had those conversations of like, oh, our one of our streamers or players doesn't like this person that we want to bring in, so it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah, like I've heard some of the stuff like some higher ups have said about it and
mm,
about the situation about bro copying me and stuff, and it's uh just hearing that, it's like if they're thinking like that, like I don't really want to mess with them, you know.
yeah, yeah. No, and you're right. I mean, the most an org can do for you at that point is give you enough of a salary where you have some kind of stability as a creator, because I think that's something that
Yeah,
we're always looking for is like, if I can be making a steady monthly income that is not dependent on my performance or my views or anything like that, it provides that foundation, and there's so much more ease going into what you're doing because there's not as much pressure on like, oh, I have to get X amount of views and all of that. So it's more just about, I need to be creating growth, and I think that's a better place to be in than, oh, I have to hit this minimum. Um, and like streamer, like, I see it all the time, like streamers with subs, you always know when a streamer is struggling, because they'll have like, the weekly or monthly subathon or
yeah,
like whatever it is, and like, they're just trying to meet quotas essentially of like, I need to pay rent, this is the amount of money I need to make to do so. um the TikTok creator fund has been massive for that though. I mean, um I so many people that I talk to are like, that's my main source of income now. Like, yes, I stream on Twitch, but I make all of my money on TikTok. Some of those numbers are crazy, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah, like Bronos recently. Like I've been
mhm.
watching Bronos for the past couple months, just working on it. He's finally got he figured it out, and he's printing.
Yeah, no, dude, he showed me one of his payouts, like his first two videos that went like super viral, like, you know, 1.5 million plus, and like
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, that's what you just got paid. Like, yeah, he's set, which is great. I love him. I love what's been happening to him. He deserves it through and through. That's my boy right there. And honestly, that was why he and Fox were a lot of the reason why I reached out to you. Because, you know, I know you and Fox, right in the height of your thing, like you started playing and, you
Yeah.
know, Zone Wars and all that. So that, you know, that's awesome. I like seeing people like that succeed, because they're just, I mean, both of them are just super nice guys, behind the scenes, and, you know, like they both offered to help me, which is more than I can say for a lot of people, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so what, like, imagine where you want to be 5 years from now. Kind of what's the ideal there?
Honestly, I think I'd like to be behind the scenes,
Hmm.
just helping other people out. Just like getting ad deals for like creators that I have under my wings and stuff.
Hmm.
Having a couple content farms that are like pretty easy to run,
Hmm.
like running merch businesses, like
Hmm.
help like licensing that out to other people.
So I've tried to describe why I love content creation to people before, and it sounds like you may be along the same line. For me, it's like I love. I'm very intellectual. I love like cerebral puzzle type things, and to me,
Yeah,
content creation is that. Like it's about figuring out the puzzle for each person, for each niche. Like, how do we put together all these pieces? What do we change? And kind of, you know, getting to solve the puzzle of how do I, you know, get views and get famous under this. Is that kind of like, would you say that kind of resonates with your idea of like why you love it?
oh yeah, definitely. Cause like I'll think of something there are times where I'd be at work and I'd like think of something to say on stream, and then like I
Mm,
say it on stream, and then like I'd like you could just watch the numbers go up in real time on TikTok, on TikTok
mm,
live, just like after you like do something on stream,
yeah,
uh
yeah,
rip, like I just thought of like the idea, like one day like I just rip like white shirts, like I'll just wear a white
yeah,
shirt and just
yeah,
rip it. It's like $2 to buy a white shirt, and like I'll
yeah,
have like people send like a $30 gift for me to do it.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like
That
I have
reminds me of
so many white shirts sitting out there.
that reminds me of Deller.
Oh
Deller
yeah.
like only buys those like $5 plastic keyboards off Amazon so that he can break them. I mean, one, because he kept breaking expensive keyboards, but like, I mean, he played into it. He played into, you know, his strengths, and that I mean, I've done some of the same stuff. I've done some like basic content strategy with people, and I'm like, that's what you got to do, is you got to find those things that are already a part of you and just find ways to make them bigger, magnify them, you know, for your
Yeah.
content. And because that's where, you know, you're always going to be more successful if you can monetize what's natural to you, as opposed to like doing something completely outside of yourself, and trying to be someone that you're not. Because a lot of people will just look at a creator that they know and they'll go, oh, I want to be like that person, and they take it too literal of like, oh, they're just copying, you know. And I mean, I love Quinn. He's actually really smart. But when it
Yeah,
comes to the
like he
TikTok
is.
thing specifically, I'm like, everyone's always gonna just say you're a bomb copy. Like I don't, and honestly, like I mean, I get like his his level of like knowledge of the game and stuff would not do well on TikTok because kids just won't get what he's talking about.
I mean, you
Um,
have Devour Silent, who like does a lot of educational content, and
that's true.
Bronos.
Yeah, but that's like, it's different because his would be like more comp centric stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like Bronus is like, that applies to any level of the game because it's just like, you know, like the vaults or, you know, anything like
Yeah.
that. But no, I mean, definitely. But yeah, no, I just I don't know, that at least for me, that's always how I'm gonna see it, is like, oh, he's just
Yeah.
copying bomb, and like not as well. I mean, you know, he's done a couple of his own things, like obviously like the nerd glasses are like kind of his,
Yeah.
you know, motif now. um but I don't know, I mean, I'd like to see him kind of step into, because like it just doesn't hit the same. Like I'm gonna be honest, I hate your character, but like that's the point. um
Yeah.
but like Quinn's is just worse because it's not like, it's not the same. It's not the same scale. It's not done as well as yours. Um, I mean, he's kind of tried to, I think, deviate it a little bit, but not as successful as maybe as we would hope. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a really interesting industry. I think I kind of resonate with that, like wanting to be behind the scenes eventually. Like, I love consecration. I definitely want to, like, I haven't really had my blow up yet, and that's kind of, I want to do that first and kind of live that and ride that wave a little bit. But I definitely love the behind the scenes, like helping run an org has been so enjoyable. Like I actually really love that whole side of it, and encouraging and helping people to reach their potential is such a great feeling. And I've been a coach in sports and esports, and then now content and stuff like that, and it's a great feeling to assist someone and enable them to actually be their best. Yeah, so I would love to see that out of you, and kind of coaching the next generation of content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have anything else. So if there's a topic you want to talk about, maybe, or anything, any announcements that you want to give for the people, or
I don't know, daily streams back up now.
nice,
Posting every day.
back on his grind.
Yeah, just follow the Twitter, Bxmb, TikTok, Bxmb2, Twitch, Bxmb.
Actually, that is something I want to talk about. The Twitch partner process, because you got partnered somewhat recently, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Like, how many times did you apply for one?
I think I applied twice.
Really? Okay, that's better than most Fort creators. I mean, you have like Hydra.
Yeah.
I mean, well, now I don't think it. It's kind of he can keep applying. I don't think it's gonna happen. But even before then, I do too. I mean,
like I thought the joke was funny. It was just like I think like Twitter's like.
Yeah.
Twitter's gone soft.
No, I mean when mainstream media got a hold of it, when I found out that like people who don't know like the Fortnite scene started like seeing this video, I was like, oh, it's raps. Like they're not gonna get it. They won't know who he is. Like anyone who watches Fort knows that he doesn't mean that. Like everyone that I've talked to is like, yeah, obviously he's not actually like, but it is. There is a like the way I put it is it was a question of content, not character. Like, should he make that joke? No, but like we all know that he didn't actually like. He's just saying that shit for shock factor. Like we all know that, but mainstream media just like way too. I'm like, he clearly is not. He's not admitting to it. I mean, there was that one TikTok where it's like he wasn't like, that was the moment. Yeah, he got killed in Fortnite, so he decided to like, admit to this atrocity. Like, I don't know. I hate that whole thing too. But yeah, it's a hard line. I mean, honestly, because thinking about Twitch's perspective too, they do need to make someone the example at some point. So it's like it's hard when especially when you personally know someone. Like I know Hydra. I did a Ghost Comms episode with him, and like we have a lot of mutual friends. And he's actually a really nice guy. He's really pleasant behind the scenes, like off camera. I think that's really anyone's biggest like criticism of him. Honestly, is like he tries a little too hard sometimes on camera to like make every moment content, or to make everything like the hot, the funniest thing it ever can be. And I'm like, dude, you're honestly like so naturally entertaining and funny when you're just being yourself. Like but yeah, like it was a whole debacle. And I'm like, dude, like, yeah, he's very clearly not actually a pedophile. I don't know why we're like entertaining this conversation, but anyway, like, no, but even before that whole situation happened, he had applied, I think 4 or 5 times. And, like Fort creators, especially Twitch just does not like, I think the most likely explanation is they have a certain amount of partners that they accept each year as a whole, and then they kind of want to split that into the relevant categories. So Fort is just so oversaturated; it's so hard to become partner in that space. I mean, like females get accepted a lot quicker because they generate more revenue. That's just how it is, and like, but yeah. So you getting it in 2 is really impressive because nobody gets it their first time. I mean, Fox, when he hit it, he was at 100 something average. He applied, I think, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, even Peterbot was 1.1K average
Yeah.
and got denied. Like, you're like, dude, like, yeah. But did you have anyone help you, by the way, with the application? Because I know a lot of people like have someone write their essay or anything like that.
No, I did it myself. Like, I just like said like I feel like I'm doing something different on
Mm,
Fortnite, and I'm building a community, and I've been streaming for like super long, and I'm like starting to like see success now,
mm.
and it was something along those lines. Like,
What is the whole process like? I know you write some kind of like essay or like long form type thing, and
honestly, like I think I only wrote like a paragraph. Like it
okay,
wasn't anything crazy. You just need to just I don't know, just be honest and
sell
like
yourself. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
um, yeah. Well, okay. So there's a traditional last question that we ask. Um, if you were to give the audience one piece of advice, it could be content, it could be Fortnite, it could be life in general. What would it be?
Honestly, I'd say just pick something that you like doing and just do it as long as you want to and just stay disciplined with it.
Mm,
Like I've been streaming for I dropped out of college during COVID. I was playing the game for 12 hours a day and I just started streaming just cuz I felt like if I was streaming I wasn't like wasting as much time as I really was. But like
mm,
if you just keep working at something and you just try to become better at it every single day
mm.
and just stay disciplined to doing that, then like you'll eventually make it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think there are a couple things in what you just said that I kind of want to touch on. I think the first thing is there is such a fine line, and there's just, it's got to be a gut feeling almost. Like, there are things where it's like it won't succeed right away because content creation is so much trial and error. But there are those rare moments where it's just like, this didn't do well, but I just know that there's something here. And there's sometimes you just have
Yeah.
to like take that leap of faith and like, I know if I keep developing this idea or this type of content that it will do well. And really that it is, you just have to have like self faith. Like, I know that this can do well. I know that I can make it work. Let me do that. But then there's also that fine line of like, okay, I've been doing this for X amount of time and I've gotten 2 views on every video. Like, I gotta, kind of redirect. Um, and then the other thing, yeah, is just consistency and discipline. I mean, especially in the Ford scene, I see it so much where people get complacent. They hit a
Yeah.
plateau and they just are like, oh, well, I'm comfortable here. But the thing about content creation is just like, you can never do that. You can never get comfortable because after that plateau, it's always a dip. You gotta like, it'll stay stagnant for a little bit, but if you're not constantly pushing it up, you will fall down, and that's just,
Definitely.
you got it. You gotta keep. And honestly, like from a life perspective, I'm a philosophy major in school, so I like thinking about deep shit like this. But from a life perspective, like, you should never allow yourself to just stay the same at everything. You should improve at whatever you're doing all the time. You should be seeking to be the best version of yourself that you can be, and that includes being the best at whatever you're passionate about. Whether that's knowledge or skills or talent or whatever. You just always got to be pushing to that highest level that you can be. Um, Absolutely, I resonate with that.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for yet another installment. This was Bxmb. I'll have all of his stuff linked in the description below. Check him out on Twitch, on TikTok, on Twitter as well. And we will see you all in the next one. Peace.